Unless you live around the rock, you have heard of Apple's satisfying aesthetic package design. And unless you live around the rock under the sea, you have heard of the giant Sphere building in Las Vegas. At first glance, they just seem like a playground for big tech bros wearing blue shirts with skinny pants that expose their ankles. But we will be doing a deep dive into the compare and contrast of the construction and architecture of these two specimens and see how it affects the user experience. Now, did you know that Apple's iPhone box has a patent? Having to compete in one of the most competitive markets pushed Apple towards innovation in areas that most companies don't think of. People say you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, but why wouldn't you? We as humans crave and yearn for aesthetically pleasing experiences. Walter Isaacson wrote in his Steve Jobs biography, "We may have the best product, the highest quality, the most useful software, etc. If we present them in a slipshod manner, they'll be perceived as slipshod. If we present them in a creative, professional manner, it will impute the desired qualities." As of March 2024, Apple is paying their packaging product design engineer between $138,900 and $256,500. In comparison, the average salary of a package design engineer in California is $122,079. The above average pay rate makes sense when you take into account the company's visions and attributes towards value in packaging design.
The Sphere at the Venetian Resort, previously known as the MSG Sphere, opened its doors on September 29, 2023 with a concert headlined by U2. Yes, the band that was automatically downloaded onto everyone's iTunes back in the day. Located on the east of the Las Vegas Strip, the Sphere offers an immersive experience with dynamic visuals and realistic animations that adapts a 16K resolution LED screen that surrounds the audience. And it utilizes machines that recreate temperature changes, scent effects, or even sensations of wind. And how big is this experience? With a display of over 580,000 square feet, it is the same size as around 10 football fields. It is proclaimed to be the largest LED screen in the world. The Sphere cost $2.3 billion to build. In perspective, it's roughly 82,000 students' tuition at Cal Poly Pomona. Apple is a symbol in itself because we visually think of it and its products when we hear it mentioned, even though the word apple is also used to name a fruit. We all know what this represents, right? Apple's logo is an icon that is widely known and recognized to anyone that sees it. On the other hand, when we hear the word sphere, we know it symbolizes a round object in a three-dimensional space. Rather than using a word like circle, which refers to a 2D shape, it's only natural to have named it the Las Vegas Sphere because it's quite literally what its name suggests. Both Apple's package design and the Las Vegas Sphere can be categorized as commercial. In designing the Sphere, they combined both science and art to create a distinct infrastructure by considering its architectural and structural elements. A sense of motion is created by continuous bands of light, the reflecting flooring, and a series of intersecting curving surfaces. Apple, on the other hand, has shown to consider these three design cues when designing their products: its thinness, its tact, and its simplicity. Both engineers and designers work together to create an illusion of thinness, as well as making use of the materials, such as metal and glass, to enhance its solid feel. Most importantly, its simplicity is crafted using simple geometric shapes that are symmetrically aligned to create a unique design that is hard to replicate. The Las Vegas Sphere represents to some the future of entertainment and is a great representation of American modern-day ingenuity. Apple officially states that the company strives to bring the best personal computing experience to students, educators, creative professionals, and consumers around the world through its innovative hardware, software, and internet offerings.
The Las Vegas Sphere falls under the 3D principles of visual communication design. In building the Sphere, they implemented mathematical formulas, modern engineering, and technology. On the Sphere's website, they have a page dedicated to the science and art involved in making the structure. This page contains 24 formulas that go light years past my math skills, like this and that, but we won't go into the headache inducing stuff. The main component of the structure is triangles. If you look closely at Sphere's exoskeleton, you'll see the law of geodesic math in action. Hundreds of triangles are interlocked to create the 360-degree shape of the structure. By using the triangles, the structure achieves balance and unity of being a sphere effortlessly. The biggest reason why the sphere stands out in Las Vegas is a combination of shape and proportion. From a sea of rectangular buildings, the spherical structure makes anyone intrigued. Imagine if this building was a cube, in the middle of Las Vegas. Not a lot of people care about it, but the use of shape in an unusual place makes the structure unique. And if this structure was in the largest spherical building in the world, it would also lose interest value. It had to stand its part against competitors in Las Vegas, but it also had to be bigger and better than other spherical buildings in the world. On the other hand, Apple packaging is categorized as principles of 5D and visual communication design. Sure, it looks like a plain old 3D box, but Apple's addition of experience makes this specimen 5D. It is empathetic towards the user, and it is only experienced when the user activates it with the first tear. The iPhone box itself is infamously known for being a pretty trash. It's pretty to look at, it feels durable, it feels useful, and it feels like it's worth something. Psst, people actually do sell them. But we all know they end up collecting dust somewhere in their room. It's trash that hasn't gone in the trash can yet. That all comes down to perfected design elements and principles. The form of the packaging is the star of them all. Apple spends thousands of hours opening up hundreds of prototypes in a packaging room. They argue over a single pixel. They're meticulous beyond measure for the form, so you have an emotional response to the product before you even get to the product. Adam Leshinsky writes in Inside Apple that the designer created and tested an endless series of arrows, colors, and tapes for a tiny tab designed to show the consumer where to pull back the invisible, full-body sticker adhered to the top of the clear iPad box. What's more, it wasn't just about one box. The tabs were placed so that when Apple's factory packed multiple boxes for shipping to retail stores, there was a natural negative space between the boxes that protected and preserved the tab. From this story alone, you can see how bumpy receipt played a role in making this 5D experience for the user.
We discovered how cult favorite Apple packaging and the world's newest Las Vegas building on the block, the Sphere, compared and contrasted. They are similar in the fact that out of the three categories, catalog, commercial, and couture, they are both commercial. They also rely heavily on simple geometric shapes to build their design. The main difference was the visual communication design principles. The Apple packaging was labeled as 5D, while the Sphere was 3D. If we focused on the interior venue of the Sphere, it could have leaned towards 5D, but since we are mainly analyzing the exterior structure of the Sphere, it fell under 3D principle. All in all, the two specimens are at the forefront of culture and innovation.